For breaking news, go to iDiskiTimes.co.za. iDiskiTV powered by World Sports Betting, iDiskiTimes.co.za. Hello and welcome to the Easter weekend. An Easter weekend filled with football in the La Liga, Premier League, and a lot of other leagues playing. And of course, here at home, it is the Premiership continuing, the DStv Premiership. It is continuing whilst Mamelodi Sundowns are playing in the CAF Champions League. They're playing against Young Africans on Saturday at 8 p.m. It's going to be a bumper Saturday for us. We'll be covering 3 matches back-to-back. At 3:30, Kaizer Chiefs. At 5:45, Orlando Pirates. And then at 8, Mamelodi Sundowns. Now, let me tell you something very interesting. In South African football, if there was no Sundowns, if Sundowns said, okay, we are taking a break for a year, this would have been a very interesting season because at number 2, it's Orlando Pirates with 33 points. At number 3, it's SuperSport United with 33 points. At number 4, if I remember correctly, it's Stellenbosch with 31 points. At number 5, if I remember correctly, it's Sekhukhune. And then it's at number 6, it's Kaizer Chiefs. Somewhere along the line, there are 4 or 5 teams separated by the other one is 1 point below the other one and the other one. So if that was a title race, it would have been very interesting. Of course, if my grandmother had wheels, she would have been a car. Unfortunately, you can't wish for something that is not. Sundowns is part of the league and they will win the league once again. But if without them, it would have been an interesting title race. Mr. So-and-so, Kaizer Chiefs visiting Cape Town City. Cape Town City always turns up for the big matches. What did you make of that game, sir?
Mr. Kunjani mfethu ngibulise wena ngibulise Justice ngibulise Junior ngibulise nane emakhaya ngicela support njalo la iDiskiTV njobe njalo ngijiki futhi bathi ama Easter yes sir bathi umkhululu wethu hayi wonke amacala sazowenza athethelele
Mr. So-and-so.
So noma ngaba wrong na next week Mr. Nkiwe, it's okay. Mele sonke sivuma ngoba sewathethelelwa vele.
Ibhoza kuthiwa yafa namhlanje. Yabuya after 3 days. Engathi beyothi weekend nje lamtshita. Zange hafe wayeyothi weekend wabuya waxoka wathi befile.
Uthathi lo weekend.
Oh, I apologize to Christians if that sounds insensitive, but ingwenya yava for 3 days yaphinde yabuya. So that's why there's Easter.
Yeah, Mr. Nkiwe, you'll never know le ndlela yakhe bekayihambile.
Mara ithuna lona bake balibona bathi oh he was buried here and mabembona futhi emakavuka babona ukuthi unembobo esandleni babona ukuthi oh hayi uye lo unyana kaNkulunkulu.
Yeah, no yona injalo Mr. Nkiwe, injalo. Mr. Nkiwe, very interesting one ye Cape Town Spurs ne ntuzana ne Cape Town City ne Kaizer Chiefs and again Mr. Nkiwe, wonke umuntu ubenesikhathi to prepare team yakhe. So meaning masizobona lento esizoyibona, I hope ngeke siyibone lento besiloko siyibona after a break you have con where you've got ball players but you're still playing English football. So I don't know, hope we're gonna see, but I know Eric always do, especially playing against the big teams. Yeah, you know when he plays against the big teams, he shows the quality. So I don't know whether, because sometimes there's a game as well, even players they apply themselves. Ukutazini nami let me do well so that issues is on Tenga or Paris on Tenga or Sundowns. It's gonna be a very interesting one.
It's a battle for second place as well, just before you go to a prediction. It's a battle for second place insofar as, and I want to get your opinion about this, because I opened with that, is that it's 33 points Pirates, 33 points SuperSport United, I think 32 or 31 points Stellenbosch, and then Sekhukhune is not far away, Cape Town City is not far away, Chiefs is not far away. There's 5-6 teams that are separated by only 4 points. The other one is 1 point below the other one as well. That's why I'm saying it would have been a much interesting league if there was no Sundowns. But if my grandmother had wheels, she would have been a car. You can't wish for something that's not there. Sundowns is still dominating for the 7th league title in a row. What do you think about that battle for number 2? Does that tell you, Oguti, there's only one team that can beat everyone, and then the other teams, it might even be a draw, Cape Town City and the Chiefs, they just give each other points so that there's no one who gets closer to Sundowns?
It's a good thing that to fight, but it's not a good thing that automatically we've got champions. So for me, my questions ukuthi, but you guys, why can't you try and find a way ukuthi why Sundowns, what is that they're doing right? Why can't you guys nani try and do it right during Sundowns, because I mean Masezo Tato 7 manje is Sundowns, and you guys the past 6 years have been fighting for second position. I mean it means something's not right. Yes, Mr. Kyo, you are right, Uguti. If it was those teams fighting for number one, it was going to be very interesting. Very interesting.
Separated by 1 point, all of them.
A win makes a difference. A point makes a difference. So it was going to be a very interesting one. But it also, even now, it's so interesting because when you second position, you're going to play Champions League.
The problem with that, so, is that Pirates got out of the Champions League immediately this season. Previous season, SuperSport, or I think Orlando Pirates now. I think Cape Town City as well. Yangena Puma within one. So we never really have two South African teams who go to the quarterfinals. So number 2 has been rendered almost useless. The last time someone had a serious run, ironically, was Kaizer Chiefs, because that was so serious that they went to the final. But that was the last time that another team other than the Sundowns actually pushed and they got to a substantial position. Most of the time, in the last 5 years, Bayangena Baya Puma, within a few matches, bangena baphume ku first round bengakafiki ku second round, which is knockout stages. So even though they are battling for a Champions League, we can't actually say they are battling for a Champions League ngoba mabefika lapho. In the last 10 years, it's only been one time, when you minus Sundowns, where someone has done something serious for that second spot, the Champions League.
It's worrying me kakhulu because there's this thing called ratings. Mr. Nkeo.
Yes.
It's very important. When we always say we want our teams to play Champions League, Confederation Cup, it's because of the ratings. And now they will take our league not serious because we only will have one team every season. And now they ask themselves, do you really need to rate these guys? They are the best league in Africa if they always have one team. Look at the situation that happens when they were playing that league of the top. Yes, of the top teams. And then now questions came to say why Paris is not there, why Chiefs is not there. But when you look at them in terms of participating, it's questionable, So I hope everyone that is playing in our league and afuna vie for that second spot, make sure that when you go to the Champions League, do well, so that it's as much as we're saying they're going to do well for the team, but also do well for the country, because the ratings, they're not going to rate Paris to say Paris, they were knocked out by Joanin Galax, so we're just going to rate Paris. No, they rate the league. Whatever they're doing in good Champions League, it also dent the league.
Kaizer Chiefs, Cape Town City tomorrow?
It can be a draw. But I fancy this one for Cape Town City. Because of the football that they're playing, they create chances, they've got players that they can do it, and they always do it. So I see Cape Town City winning the game 2-1.
All right, Cape Town City always turns up for Kaizer Chiefs. They always turn up for Orlando Pirates and Mamelodi Sundowns. I think the last time I saw them before the international window, they lost to Royal AM, and it was a very I think it was 2-0, and you could say it wasn't really that tight. So Cape Town City really turns up, and I think before that I watched them against SuperSport United. It ended up 1-1, last minute goal from a free kick. So Cape Town City, they take seriously these big matches, and that's why they always maybe end up number 2, number 3, number 4 in the league without converting that momentum to winning a league. All right, another fixture, of course, on Saturday, Sekhukhune, Orlando Pirates. Now, these two teams are separated by only 3 points. If Sekhukhune wins, then they are equal in points with the Orlando Pirates as well. That's why I'm saying, I keep on saying, this league would be interesting without Sundowns. But if my grandmother had wheels, she would be a car. You can't hope for something that's not there. You can hope for it, but it's not going to happen. Mr. Tso, Sekhukhune, Orlando Pirates, very quickly, your thoughts on that game, sir?
Yeah, Mr. Nkeo, I wanna these two teams. It's a home and a friend for me. Pirates is home. Then Sekhukhune, they are my friends because I know the chairman, I know the CEO, and including the coach himself because.
They wanted to give you a job. Do you work for them? You're not a scout there. They're paying you 200,000 to scout players.
No, I wish they can give me that job to scout for them. Yeah, but for now, no, I'm not working for them.
They don't pay you $500,000 to scout for players.
No, not yet, not yet. Maybe it's coming. I received those blessings, Mr. Kyo. Yeah. No, if they come and say, Baba, come and be our scout, I mean, why not?
Fantastic momentum from the Orlando Pirates. They've picked up Soweto Derby, Nedbank Cup, and all the other matches coming through. The only negative, perhaps, for me, or a weakness point is Linda Baganda, which whenever he's not there, there's always a potential to concede goals. But other than that, they look like a solid team. And I wish actually this momentum was consistent throughout the season so that they are 3 points away from Sundowns. That's really what I really wish for, because they always have the second best squad in the country. Sekhukhune, on the other hand, Umtambo came back scoring goals. Yapagamisa, Abo Ohizo Bayapagamisa. I'm sure Ellis Mukwana feels on top of the world. He scored 2 goals in 2 matches for Bafana Bafana. Abo Mngube, they need to pick up. Abo Mukhocho as well. What's your feeling about that game?
Mr. Kyo, it's going to be a very, very tight one. When you've got a midfielder like Mkocho, Abu Makaola, they're very smart. Those are ball players, they're very intelligent. They know when to pass, when not to pass. And when you're looking at Olontuzana, they're back, they're scoring. It's going to be a very interesting one, because I think there's something that Usema also, I fagele la panaka in that team, because the football now that they're playing, it's now you can watch them playing now, because Usema he turned ukudlala naye. And Paris also on the other side. I would say Paris their own song for me. Their own song, because they've been doing well, winning without no doubt. As we just said now, Guti, unda mina bengizomenza robot. Angalimali, angabi hamstring, I'm telling you, I was gonna make him a robot, because when he's there, I can sleep. With no stress, like no worry of anything. But when it's not there, now I have to watch the game because if it's not there, chances are the opponents, they will score. And you can't have a defense that they're gonna make mistakes. Each and every game when that is not there, we know that they will concede.
Score prediction?
If Unda is there, it's 2-0. But if Unda is not there, it's going to be 2-1. 2-1 Pirates.
All right, there you go. That's Orlando Pirates. Sekhukhune, thank you so much for joining us this Easter weekend. We'll be here, of course, throughout the day tomorrow on Saturday. So we're looking forward to seeing you as well. If you fancy yourself a bet, you can go to wsp.co.za with all of these matches we're talking about and many other more matches that we'll be playing in the La Liga, in the Championship, in the English Premier League, in the Italian Serie A, and every other sporting event that's playing as well. iDiskiTV, iDiskiTimes, also sports betting. Thank you for watching us.